So, people have talked about this video to death. Here you go, just for context.
This is how to not approach girls at the gym.
I hate this. I hate when there's weirdos. It makes me so uncomfortable. Feral, like fucking feral. There's mirrors everywhere, so it's like you can easily catch people. Act. Oh, this is nothing. Okay, we're gonna move on to the 35s now. I want you to watch very carefully. Just watch. There's the 5 as £5. And these are the rates. Excuse me? You don't have to do that. It's okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, though. See what I mean? Alright, here we go. Let's go to the gym with girls. Let me go with some girlfriends. This is ridiculous. I gotta be careful. I gotta be fucking careful. Can't be too fucking... What part of me working out by myself looks like I'm a fucking damsel in distress? I'm not. I feel unsafe.
And a couple of months ago, sometime last year, well, that would kind of be obvious, there was this video that lots of people, again, made lots of videos about, and even I discussed this a little bit.
And when I stand up for myself, he threatens to call the police and revoke my membership.
Do you need something? Do you need something? Okay, I thought so.
Are you okay?
Keep it pushing.
If you're getting rude, you can leave. Nobody was looking at you any type of way. I don't own the gym, I work here. Yes. And if you're getting rude, then you can leave.
That means what?
I can call the police and have you trespass right now. Would you like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, let him know.
That's what we'll do. So right now, you can take your stuff and head up front. Like she said, you can use some. We got
Now, to prove a little bit of a point, I'm going to just play this montage. Just gonna play a montage of a collection of gym creeps. Here you go. Again, I'm going to include the first 2 videos just to pad it out, just give you guys a good, strong point to be made here.
This creepy old guy at the gym kept coming over and staring at me. So I told my husband, and he came over and worked out next to me. Even after he came over, he continued to stare. I decided to stop working out and stare back. I thought he got the picture. I attempted to do my set. Then I got fed up and went over and addressed him. I told him if he's gonna work out in this corner, he needed to stop staring and making me uncomfortable. His response was, "I'm just looking around." I then told him I record my workouts, and I have him on film. He shut up real quick.
May I help you? Like, do we got a problem? You looking at?
Watch this guy try move to me at the gym. Checks absolutely nothing on his phone. Looks over at me being busy sorting my wrist straps. These fucking straps taking up too much time. Makes a swift return. Sad lip. And when I stand up for myself, he threatens to call the police and revoke my membership.
You need something? You need something? Do you need something?
The 5 as £5. And these are the rates.
Now, here's the thing. I see lots of people discuss this topic, and it annoys me very greatly that people don't hit this point hard enough. I saw one video where a young lady did hit one of the points I'm going to make, but she did not just crack it with the Zeus lightning that she should have. But most people don't cover the two things I'm going to talk about when it comes to this whole, like, gym creep thing. The first thing that does need to be discussed, which I think I mentioned in the first video I made, covering a similar topic, right, is that this is really silly because the entire objective for the vast majority of people that post on the internet, at least we can say, is that they want to be more attractive. So, now, to be fair, the first lady that I showed you guys issued an apology for this, and I want to go through that apology in a different video, not this one, because I do think that it's important for different reasons. It's entirely possible that that apology is made simply just under the duress of internet pressure. Sure, that's probably more than likely the case, or a significant chunk of what made her realize the error of her ways was, you know, a bunch of people calling her out for it. Fair enough. To be fair, sometimes that's just what it takes. I don't know if it should be millions of people saying you're wrong, but people calling you out is really what I mean. Fair enough. Again, I'll discuss her apology in a future video because there is something really interesting about it, and I think that is worthy of that discussion. That being said, today we're not talking about her apology. We're not even going to talk about her specifically. What we're going to be talking about is the gym creep thing that these ladies are trying to do. This demonization of mild glances and this like complete obfuscation of just personal responsibility or just cause and effect, really. So there are 2 points to really address here. One point was I've seen one person ever talk about, and it was some young lady who made, and it was just the briefest of points. It was not the Zeus pow, lightning that it should have been. Fair enough. There's at least one person who made the point that I'm going to make. It'll be my second point. But nobody discusses this first point. No one. At least I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a comment about this. I haven't seen anyone just call it for what it is. What bothers me about this, about these women who like set up their cameras and catch guys looking at them, is the nature of what they're doing. It's like the entire objective of what they're doing becomes very ironic or contradictory just in the nature of even complaining about guys looking at them at the gym. Doesn't make any sense. Why, you ask? Because, to be frank, let's not drag this out. Their entire objective in going into the gym is to look more attractive. That's their entire purpose. They're not here for health and wellness. They're not working on their joints. If you look up their playlist, they're not looking at knees over toes, guys. Let's be real. They're not trying to work on their knees. Let's be real. These influencers, they're not trying to work on their tendons, their elbows. Come on. These ladies here, they're not talking about isometric exercises and how to build incredible strength without a whole bunch of hypertrophy. They don't even know what that means. They probably never even heard the word isometric. Let's be real. They're not here. Let's be real. As fitness influencers, they're not here to teach you much of anything except different glute exercises. Now, some of them, let's be fair, will indulge in upper body strength, but it is hilariously the night and day difference of their squats to their bench press is incredible because they're not here for their upper body. They're here to make their thighs big and juicy. They want their butts nice and jiggly, fam. Let's be real. Let's not pretend, bruh. That's my thing. Let's not kid ourselves, eh? Okay? Like, here's the thing. There's so many different videos that I could find on the internet. This isn't even a deep search. This is just going on my Instagram, just Explorer page. And I can show you all these different videos of such I shall intersplice on here. Just to show you that these ladies absolutely want to show their jiggly butts on Instagram. Their jiggly butts on TikTok. They want to show themselves off. And some people will come and say, well, of course they want to show off. They worked hard for their bodies. So they have the right to show it off. Okay, fair enough, they have the right. Obviously, I can't stop them. Here's the thing. If you acknowledge that they want to show off, you must accept that that is a confirmation of two things. One, they want validation. Just have to accept that. By definition, that's what showing off means. You want people to look at you. And two, you have to accept that as such is their entire objective to show off, to be more attractive, they are going to get people to look at them. That's what being attractive means. To attract means to pull objects. The force of attraction is bringing it to you. If I want to be an attractive person, if we use it informally as such to mean someone is beautiful up to the eye to see, they are bringing attention to them. I gotta explain the English language all the time. It's like you guys don't even know the language you're speaking. To sit here and even attempt to and of course, here's the great news. The great news is most people are switched on, or at least what I've seen. Most people are calling the women out saying, these guys barely did anything. And that's the thing. They're like, there are creepy guys out there. And they always have to do lip service. There are creepy guys out there. But that ain't it, Chief. Fair enough, they're creepy guys. It's interesting that they don't actually catch the creepy guys. I've only ever seen one video where the actual creepy guy who was literally sniffing a woman's butt every time she squatted. And I've only seen the one. Doesn't mean that they don't exist. But the reason why we don't need to talk about the lip service here is rather simple. Again, the entire objective, the entire purpose is to become physically beautiful, is to become physically attractive. Again, they're not talking about bone health. They're not talking about tendon health. They're not talking about cardiovascular health. They're not talking about any of that stuff. It's all a smokescreen because you just want to be beautiful when you get your cheeks clapped. How many times have you seen, I just want to look good naked? That's what they say. Now, you have to factor in two things, right? That's factor one. That's their entire purpose being there. It's not health and wellness. They're not doing all that. There's so many things to factor in. I don't even know where to go from here. Let's go with factor two, right? Their attire. Come on, bro. Come on. I remember I saw was it Bryson posting on Twitter. You can't tell me women don't dress like this for attention, right? And this is what she was wearing. This is her, right? I'm going to show you, just intersplice a couple of this attire here. Like, what's going on? You're telling me that you're going to come to the gym basically naked, because that's what this is. Basically naked. And she's not the only one. Influencers are doing this consistently. And I don't even have to look far and wide to find it. And of course, some people will come with, well, sex sells. Okay, so again, you are confirming. You're not denying. If your response to women are dressing in this manner because they know it's going to garner them a sexual attention, what are you confirming they're looking for? Thank you. Okay. All right. So all this I do it for me. Stop it. You don't post anything on the internet for yourself. I don't post anything on the internet for myself. I post these videos for people to consume it. You don't got to be a super genius. Why do we even pretend? I do this for me. You see this all the time. Just for me. That's why you posted multiple videos consistently on the internet. Just for you. So no one else sees it. Why are they privated? Why are they on your camera roll? I have videos of myself. And you want to know something? I haven't posted them. Why? Because they're not for everyone. That's why they're not posted. How about that? If I did post a progress, here's how I started, here's where I'm going. Again, I'm not doing that for me. I'm doing that for other people. I'm not going to sit here and pretend otherwise. If it's for me and my eyes only, I don't need to post it for other people. But maybe I'm just special. No, I'm not special. I'm just logically consistent and I'm not delusional. You want attention. And then people will then say, but of course they want attention. Of course. All right then, accept it. Accept all these different elements. There's something that annoys me about this. We talk about how they're being too heavy-handed. Let's talk about the fact that that is their entire objective. Because now we have to factor in the third thing. And this is something that I just think is really interesting about this gym creep thing these ladies are doing. Again, good news is most people are switched on, but people aren't going the extra step. They're not going the extra mile. We're calling, or those ladies are, calling those men who look at them creepy because they see a lady that is basically naked. We cannot smudge past that. We can't smudge past that. We have to accept that when you're in yoga pants that tight, literally up the crack of your butt, when literally your nipples can be showing, it's so tight. That's just number one. You're basically naked. So as men, we're supposed to simultaneously be sexually attracted to you, but then not look at you when you're in our purview. But here's where it becomes really goofy. This is where it becomes super goofy. On Instagram, on TikTok, right? You'll post the food you eat. You'll post your location. You'll post you going to different bars, different clubs. You'll post your life. With maybe you have a boyfriend, which interesting questions are begged. You post the people you hang out with. You post all these different elements of your life for the consumptions of strangers you don't know. But if someone who goes to the gym you go to regularly looks at you, now it's creepy. Well, wouldn't it be more creepy for people to go to your story to watch the food that you're eating that day than it is for someone to walk past you, look at you slightly as you're literally, your whole hoo-ha is outlined through what you're wearing? It's more creepy to look at that than to look at the same thing on the internet, plus your location, the food you're eating, the people you're hanging out with, all this other stuff. That's not creepy? That's not weird? I'm going to be honest with you, my friends. I'm just going to be frank. It honestly seems like it is more creepy to be a follower on Instagram. Even if you listen to like just the terminology of follower, right? I'm following you on Instagram. I'm following you on TikTok. I'm a follower. Just the word itself, right? Now maybe that's too meta. Maybe that's too meta. I'm literally following you. I'm seeing your life. I'm seeing consistently your life. How is it not more creepy for strangers to indulge on social media to look at you than it is for someone to glance upon you 2, 3, 4 times at the gym? Why is that creepier? Isn't that a bit odd? And doesn't that just sound reversed? Doesn't that just sound goofy? But the difference is, on social media, where you get paid for it. So it's fine. To put up this curated fake image of your life and yourself, that's okay. You get paid for it. You get sponsorship. So it's fine if your followers are creepy like that, like which you would think is legitimately creepy, that people are invested in the food that you're eating. They're invested in, again, the location that you can see on Instagram where the picture was taken. They're invested in the people you're spending time with. That's fine. The exercises that you're doing. Okay, fair enough. I guess that's not creepy. someone glancing at you a few times is. Okay, so I guess we beat that point to death. So it becomes, to me, it just seems really goofy, right? I like learning stuff. I like information. I like looking at people for inspiration. But even I'm just like befuddled at just like the food. I'm sorry, I guess I'm just ranting at this point, but I was just thinking about this because I've been like, I'm on Instagram mostly just to keep my finger on the culture, just to see how people are operating. You know, and I see that stuff and I see how these girls operate, and I'm just like, how is there not that disconnect? You know, one of the most interesting things to me, you know, is again the amount of ladies that have come into legitimate pornography, and I don't mean that loosely, right? So here's a good example, right? You have ladies who it's interesting to me. They don't even see the degree of which they are participating in softcore pornography, and of which to even hardcore pornography. You know, for example, if you have this lady, I forget her name. I'm sure I can find it because I downloaded some of these videos to show you guys. Literally, you've got the camera just on her butt, showing off every different curvature of herself, all these different pictures. The focus is on her butt. Okay, that's just what it is. Fair enough. The interesting thing is, when you have another lady, they become indistinguishable visually from all of the women that are participating in just softcore pornography. In fact, the whole thing is softcore pornography. The whole thing is sexual. I mean, going from this lady here, now she's got a mostly normal, average looking face, right? And I don't mean that she's ugly. She's not setting the world on fire with her physical face, or you know, she kind of looks average. She kind of looks like just any other lady you'd see, who's kind of slightly above cute, you know, to pretty, right? Not model tier. Which isn't an insult. I think plain Jane girls are, you know, they're all the rage in my opinion, but that's just me. But the problem is, you know, when you look at her content, like, and you can see she doesn't only just work on her butt. You can see she's got clear visual cues that she works on her lats, she works on her shoulders. There's some upper body development, clearly. It is not the same as her lower body development. As shown when she tries to bench press, she's working with 135. Fair enough, she is a young lady. Versus her squatting or her deadlifting. Okay, look, there's a lot more. Because clearly, what's the development on? The development is on her butt, on her thighs. She wants big, thick thighs, big, thick butt. That's just what it is, right? We can tell by the training she's showing us, she's participating in, and she's visually, like, you don't need to be super genius, right? What's interesting is when you look at her attire, what does she look like? The same lady that's trying to sell you pornography. Visually, they look the same. I mean, they even have similar body types. You can't even tell the difference just on looking. The only way to tell the difference is to go to her page and see if there's a link in the bio. That's it. You would think that she's doing the same thing as the other lady. You would think that her entire content is here to be sexual and to take advantage of men's sexual desire for her. You can even find it in some of the posts that she makes. Some of the posts she makes are teases to how she wants male attention. Straight up, that's what they are. What's interesting to me is, you know, this isn't even new, this isn't even special. You have like Beth Fitness UK, right? You look at her and you just look at this, right? It's you know, she's like what, slim thick or something or whatever. I don't know how you would classify her. She's very fit. Look at every curve. It's all up her butt. Come on. Is nothing left to the imagination. Like the dresses that there's nothing left to the imagination, right? It's not too hard to just, you know, undress her in your mind. But this is the crazy thing about it. She chooses to present herself like this, and as males, we're wrong if we sexualize her for some reason. We get told don't sexualize people without their permission by the likes of Pokimane. What? What are we supposed to do with this content? Especially when, again, it's indistinguishable from all the other women who are in the gym with the express purpose to be more sexually attractive to then sell that on OnlyFans. They are trying to sell porn. You being basically naked is what? Softcore pornography. You focusing on your butt, showing it off, that's softcore pornography. That's what you're doing. That's what you're producing. Whether you get paid for it or not, I mean, it's totally up to you. But that's what you've given us. Nothing left to the imagination. You see short so short, you can just see the whole imprint. Their whole camel toe, fam. And again, I'm wrong if I notice. They can do it. They can dress that way. I'm wrong if I notice it. I'm wrong if I look. It's crazy. To me, I think that just needs to be called out. That pornography is just so strong. It grips the culture so much. You've got women just participating in it just for male validation at this point. And they wouldn't say it, but as we have shown conclusively, it's indistinguishable. Indistinguishable. It's not even a counter argument. That's not my intentions. I don't mean to do it. Okay, wear baggier clothes. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. But I shouldn't have to change it. Okay, then accept what you're doing. It's that simple. Accept it. It's my thing. Accept what comes with the pursuit of being attractive. What comes is you bring attention to yourself. You wouldn't want to not be attractive. Because you cannot be. I'm not even talking about doing anything drastic like scarring your face. Stop wearing makeup. Put your hair in a bun. Wear baggy clothes. You see, there are ladies who are naturally thick. I just was reading a Reddit post. Who are naturally thick, don't have to exercise, don't worry, just genetics. They wear baggy clothes because they just don't want the male attention. They're just so upset with all these creepy men that want them. Well, here's the thing. They would never desire to be ugly. What does that say? What does that say? That might be its own video. That might be its own video. Because now let's move on to the second point. The final point, because this video is long as sin as it is. The obvious thing that every black pillar would see, every man in the manosphere would see, all the red pillars would see, is clear. The only reason those men were creepy was because they're not what the woman desired. Obvious. It's obvious to us. It's clear to us. But to normies are just stuck on level 1. Normies are stuck on level 1. Those guys are barely even doing anything. They just looked in your general direction. Nah, normie. No, normie, no. Just pat them on the head. No, normie, it's deeper than that. Normie, it's deeper than that. Check this out. This is something I found really interesting, right? There's a video I was watching of calisthenics compilation. And they're doing all of their advanced calisthenics. And obviously the point is to show that girls will watch that and be surprised and be impressed, right? Here's a little bit of that. I'm just going to put on the screen. What this lady here does is no different than what all the males did. Now, actually, it is a little bit different, right? And what's different is that the calisthenics dude, well, you could make the argument that male sexuality is intrinsically linked to their utility. So men showing off their strength is men acting in a sexual manner. You could make the argument. There's a case for that argument. So you could say his calisthenics here, this is a form of peacocking, right? Showing his feathers. You could make that argument, and it'd be an interesting argument to be made, right? You could work with that. I don't think any woman would be intelligent enough to make it, but she could. And as such, you could say the men who are peacocking are doing the same thing as the women that are showing off their butts and their leggings. Fair enough. You could make that point. But here's the thing that's interesting. There is no ambiguity that the desire is to get female attention. None. No pretending. No goofing off. None of that. Number one. Number two, what's interesting is, again, what that woman did in that video and these multiple different clips, it's the same thing that all the other guys did. The difference is the women were half basically naked, doing normal stuff. The man is doing something incredibly difficult and impressive. And then you can see the woman, she literally at one point, it looks like she licks her lips. It's funny. Is that not creepy as well? But here's the night and day difference. Because she is a woman, and as such, women are desirable sexually, to men who are oftentimes typically in a deficit, it's looked entirely differently. When a woman wants you sexually, it means you've done something. As such, we've just seen here, he's a lot stronger than the vast majority of people that go to the gym. As such, it is special now. His reward is female sexuality, which we could spin off into the video to talk about why a master lock and master key and all that. We could, let's not. But it's interesting that now that the woman is the sexually desirable one who is projecting lust, it's fine. They post it up as, this is what you'll get, young men. Reverse that. Despite the fact that the young lady's entire social media presence is predicated on men feeling the same way for them. Again, in person, mild glances, it becomes creepy. Why? Because they are not sexually desirable. The lack of sexual desirability is what splits the difference between creepy and between desirable. Between creepy and acceptable. One thing, you want to have sex with them. We have elevated sex so hard, even the elements and just the discussion is so much deeper than just creep factor. It goes into pornography. It goes into how we view women, how we view men. There's so many different elements. So many people get stuck on just the surface. They're just stuck on level 1. Those guys barely did anything. No, they did do something. Their sin was they looked at a woman while ugly. That's what they did that was wrong. They looked at the woman while not being what she wanted. That's what they did wrong. They looked at that woman while she was not going to directly benefit from him looking. A follower, a comment, that's all engagement. So that pushes her up in the algorithm. That's more of a chance for her to get sponsorships, to get money. That's more of a chance for her to get spotlight so she can get a subscriber. That's why on Instagram, even though it's stranger, that literal strangers you don't see are following you, you want it because you benefit from your sexuality. And as such, you could then make the case that this is also another slight form of prostitution. You could. It might be a little heavy-handed, but the case could be made. It might take a little stretching. But the long and short of it is, again, because they benefit, it's fine, even though it's actually really weird. But in person, there is no direct benefit from the creeper, from the undesirable male looking at you. There's no direct benefit. He is not worthy to gaze upon your visage. He is unworthy. You post all these pictures to show off your butt to strangers, but in person, when they see you squatting over, bending over, in tight clothing that leave nothing to the imagination, every curve, everything shown in display, jiggling about, now it's wrong. And if I say it, I'm wrong. Why? Because I'm undesirable. I think. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. I don't know. But that's not the point. The point is, that's what splits the difference. It's amazing to me, the complexities of this conversation that gets left just on the surface. And it bothers me that so many women can participate in this culture and then have this plausible deniability that they're not doing this for attention, they're not doing this for males, they're not doing this for validation, when every literal action is indistinguishable from every woman that is objectively doing it for male validation, male money, male attention. There is no difference. None. In any action they take. They might add some nonsense on their caption. It's all the same. Again, they don't go to knees over toes guy. They're not learning about their tendons. They're not learning about their and this isn't to say that there are no women out here like that. It's not to say there are no women that are in like calisthenics and doing, their calisthenic street workouts. That's not true. They exist. Overwhelmingly, they are not. Come on. Come on. I have to seek out women in the calisthenics. I don't have to seek out. I literally just go on my Instagram and just explore page. And I can find thick butt. Not hard. It's what the algorithm pushes on. I can go on TikTok. Easy mode. This whole subreddit I can find. TikTok ass. Easy. When I want to find a woman doing parkour, where's she at though? It's clear in what they're choosing to do. And it's interesting that I even have to just super defend this point because someone's going to come, well, they actually just want to do it for their health. No, they don't. So, in conclusion, I'm not saying that these women have to stop. Not at all. What I am saying is that We cannot continue to demonize male sexuality while women simultaneously profit off of it. We can't do that. We have to go one or the other. We can't keep calling these men creepy. We can't keep accepting that there's something wrong with all these creepers, but then these women go on the internet and they need these creepers to fund their lifestyles. We can't do that. One or the other. Either it's fine for women to profit off these creepers and these creepers need to exist, or it's not fine for these creepers to exist, so these women should stop profiting off of them. How about that? Of course, I'm just some nigga on the internet, so I can't change anything yet. But I do think the thought needs to be out there. So that being said, I just hope you guys got something out of today's video. And if you did, you know, go and click the like button. Shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Come in the comment box below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.